big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count up to 37.
Oh! This is where I think we're going to see the caution. Oh! Here comes Angela, though. He'll have the run. That car, the newest below the Double Yellow Cup Series champion. Here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count up to 37.
Oh! Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A push for the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Hello and welcome to the World Center of Racing and the Below the Double Yellow Racing League. Tonight, the premiere of the racing series and the BTDY clash at Daytona. It's good to be back. Good to see these guys on the track tonight and looking forward to some high-speed super speedway racing action. My name's Adam Baker. I've got Alec Martinez in the booth here with me. Alec, good to be back, right? And how about the situation we've got here tonight with these new cars and some new names?
Absolutely. Like you said, first of all, great to be back. Excited to be back. BTDY season is back underway. It's BTDY night in America. And let me tell you, I'm excited to get this season started. And like you said, new cars, new drivers, and a lot of the same drivers as well. The reigning champion, Adam Cabot, it's not going to be here. So now I think we'll be looking at nobody defending the title. So there could be a new champion. But like I said, tonight, it's just getting fresh with the new cars, getting fresh with the new drivers there. The only drivers that are new that I noticed tonight are the 20 of Bentley Glazer, the 26 of Jake Walsh, the 55 of Ronnie Osmer, the 63 of Max Kost, and the 99 of Mac Midfadden. Those guys are new. They're not going to be used to the aggressiveness that these drivers usually have. We saw all last year in the Contender and in the Premier Series, guys being very, very aggressive, making moves, and those guys were also in the next gens where those cars give a little bit more than these cars. A lot different damage model, different aerodynamics and physics. You're not going to notice a ton of them, at least this week, where we're going to still see the bump drafting style racing, pack racing, but until we get later in the season on the short tracks and on the mile-and-a-half and road courses, we'll start noticing a difference between aerodynamics and how these cars end up working around each other and around in traffic. But like you said, excited to get here, excited to be here, and like you said, we are at the World Center of Racing Daytona under the lights on this Tuesday night. It's going to be fun. We're kicking off the season, and I'm excited to get going. I'm glad to have you back after I thought I was going to lose you, but we're back here for these next few weeks, and then we'll get Bradley in here as well. And excited that our schedule's kind of opened up. Yourself and myself will be maybe racing a little bit this season as well.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to getting in the car and running a few events, trying to pick the ones on the schedule that I want to do. Yeah, Bradley will be joining the booth in a few weeks. He had some prior commitments here at the beginning of this season, but we'll be excited to have him up here to start race number 4. I believe he will be the lead commentator at that point. But
So we got the next 4 weeks then.
yeah, I think it's either this one and the first 2. I'll have to check back in with him. He's either coming on board in race 3 or race 4. But either way, tonight is the Clash. It is not a points-paying event. This is the qualifying event for the season opener at Daytona next week. So tonight really is more of an exhibition race. And yeah, no points on the line. It's all about, well, other than the bonus point for getting the pole, I guess. There's some money on the line. I believe there may be a bonus point for the pole.
I can't remember, because I know we were supposed to run this at IRP, and the finishing order would set the lineup for next week. Not a lot of guys had IRPs, so I think we decided to just go back to Daytona, which is fine. I think gets these guys ready. Although this being a night race, and the season opener, points-paying opener, will be a day race, so it's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, interesting. So, yeah, interesting that they are running them at different times. I guess they do usually run the Clash at night or in the evening into the night traditionally,
and
but
it's not the Clash like the LA Coliseum. These cars I don't think would be able to handle the track like that. Where we know Cup cars can, because they did it last year in real life. So it's interesting to see here. But Daytona, like you said, it's having fun. They got fast repairs, so I'll also let everybody know if you're just joining us for the first time or just need a little refreshment on the mind here. Fast repair, you get one fast. All these drivers have one fast repair, and that fast repair is that if you get caught up in a crash, you can just take it back to pit road, and your car completely resets, and that you'll have. It's like getting a first down in football. If there's any football fans here to explain it in those terms, it's like getting a first down in football, but you only get one, so you gotta use it wisely when you want to do it. So other than that, you get one, and other than that, if you wreck, you're done pretty much. So but it's going to be good when we get the season started again. There's going to be no fast repairs, so you're going to have to watch out for getting caught up in wrecks or getting damage.
Yeah, definitely a different situation with that fast repair. We're used to these guys just having to make it the whole race without that, but we could see some aggressive driving because of that. And so the way things are working, the top 2 will be set from qualifying, and from there on back is going to be set by the finishing order of the Clash. But right now it looks like Chris Samard is currently quickest. His teammate Ryan Gemmel, the number 6 machine, showing second quick, just 2 1,000ths off his time. Jeff Wright in the 48, third, and Josiah Vincent in 4th. Eric Lambert in the top 5 right now. So yeah, pretty cool to see familiar names at the top, and then you see Ronnie Osmer, Max Cost in the top 10 as well.
Love to see it. New guys showing up well. I also must point out, so what I'm reading here in the rules from the league admin, he said there's qualifying or where you finish tonight will not factor into next week. So next week is a qualifying session. So yeah, this is just pretty much you want to qualify now, that's fine.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's a standalone event, and this is a winner-take-all event. So you win, you get a cash prize, and I can't say I complain about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's be fun.
It looks like our exhibition race, ringer here is not going to be here tonight. Angelo Ronis, right? I don't know if he's running this season.
He'll be running this season.
Yeah, but he swept
Adam
the.
Cabot
Yeah.
won't be racing either. So, and just looking as well, I don't see personally right this instant. Bailey Turner, I heard he's racing this season. He was the runner-up last season in the Premier Series. And the Contender Series champion Anthony Pelican was not racing tonight either, but I'm sure they'll be here next week or maybe have some other things. Anthony's definitely a busy man working in the Camping World Trucks, Craftsman Truck Series.
Oh yeah.
And Bailey Turner, he's doing his thing, I'm assuming. So he's probably having a fun time. He's got a cool job too, I think. He's like a doctor or something like that. So can't complain on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And man, we're back. How about that? We are back. I know.
The break goes by so fast. It's
really
a lot shorter than it is for the real drivers, and that one is pretty short as well. They're already back to testing those cars.
Week.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy that they're going to be back that soon, but definitely good to be back, at least for a few weeks here, and looking forward to seeing how these guys do tonight in in a race where there's nothing on the line but some glory and a little cash prize at the end too. I am familiar with a lot of these guys that have joined in to the league, and we do have a lot of drivers here tonight. Like you said, a few are missing. Brody Hayes is not here as well, but it looks like we still have just over 30 drivers entered into the Clash tonight. So good sized field, and should be pretty much full, at least for the first half dozen or so races this season.
And that's without the next possibly the next 10 drivers showing up next week. And I've already heard there's going to be some guys that are not here tonight that will be racing next week. So hopefully come Daytona or the season opener, points paying season opener, they'll actually have an event. Like, we'll have a full car event. And I think last year we had one, which was the season opener. But I think as we saw through the playoffs, the chase, I should say, it kind of went down. But I think we got a lot more committed guys this year that are willing to run and stick it out all season. So definitely will make the chase interesting. But as I say that, that's a few months down the road. But even then, it'll be here quicker before it'll be here quick before you know.
Yeah, definitely interesting how they've reconstructed the points format for this season. They're always trying to innovate and do interesting things here in this league. Switch things up from season to season to keep people interested, and they've done a great job at that. We've seen some of the best racing, in any league that I've been a part of or watched. Over the last few seasons, it just continues to get better and better. And I think tonight's, not going to be any exception to that. I think they're going to put on a great show for us here, and should be a lot of fun from the World Center of Racing. We do want to tell you about our sponsor here this evening as well. That is Martin Sports. You can use the code !Martin Sports in the chat to learn more about them, or the link in the video description as well. But longtime sponsor of this series, and glad to have them back sponsoring yet again here in 2023. And go support them. They have some great products and great services that you should definitely check out. There's so many other great sponsors we'll get to throughout the season. Sailor Tarot Magic, Affinity for Gaming, Bush League Bound. You'll see some of the cars on the racetrack as well have a lot of the sponsors on them. But definitely a well-supported league, and a lot of drivers out here, to put on a good show for us.
Absolutely. And like you said, the competitiveness of this league as well. Last year, 10 different winners was the Premier Series. And I think we can definitely see another double-digit amount of winners this season as we go out. A lot of different races as well. So, heck, we're starting a super speedway to a mile and a half, to short tracks, to a road course, and even to a dirt track. So that's definitely going to be interesting to see as we go on throughout this year. But, man, we're about to kick off this season. It's about to get going here. So we're going to go through our starting lineup again. To everybody who's tuning in, if it's your first time, appreciate you watching. Sit back, relax, grab a nice cold beverage, and enjoy the show, because these boys are going to put on a good one, Adam, as we're going to roll through our starting grid.
Yeah, starting tonight from the pole, it's going to be Chris Samard, the driver of the number 77 VSPEED machine. To his outside, it'll be Ryan Gemmel in the number 6 car, so making up the front row there. And so I was mistaken earlier. This does not determine qualifying for next week, but they are going to have the top 2 spots here rolling off tonight at Daytona. Starting in the 3rd position, it's going to be Jeff Wright. Starting in 4th, it'll be Josiah Vincent. Rolling off from 5th tonight, it'll be Eric Lambert. Jeremiah Vincent going to start from the 6th position. Rolling off from 7th, it'll be Daniel Cunningham. Starting in 8th, Ronnie Osmer. Starting in 9th, Seth Hatchell. And rounding out the top 10, it's going to be Max Cost.
In 11th, it'll be Joshua Banks. 12th, Reggie Ortega. 13th, Dennis Faircloth. 14th, Eric Hutton. 15th, Cody Atkins. 16th, Justin Carey. 17th will be Keith Mayato. 18th will be Mark McFadden. 19th, Noah Mikowski will be rolling off net 10, and rounding out the top 20 will be Kyle McGarvey.
21st, it'll be Jake Walsh. 22nd, AJ Stravato, the Italian stallion. Ben Bafford going to start in the 23 car in 23rd tonight. Yusuf Ghali, he'll roll off from 24th this evening. Bentley Glazer going to start from 25th. Dallas Sullivan starting in the 26th position. Starting 27th, it'll be Lane Sulfridge. Alan Dice, 28th. 29th is Nick Starling. And Zach Smith round out the top 30. We have Robert Gilmore and Jordan Brockel rolling off in the 31st and 32nd positions here tonight. And that's going to do it for the field. 32 drivers going to get us going here for the 2023 season.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. We're rolling, got a long pace lap here. Long ways to go here. 32 cars, I believe, are going to be up on the racetrack here tonight. I almost got a full field here for the Clash. The season open, well, I guess the official kickoff to the season And you know what that means when you got me and you in here, Adam. I got to ask 32 cars, who's your pick?
Oh man, I gotta look through this field. There's some new names in here. You know, somebody who's starting midfield. He had some good performances last season, but ultimately couldn't ever get a victory. But that number 88 machine usually finds its way to the front here at these super speedways. I'm calling Eric Hutton to get us started off here in these Xfinity cars and take the victory tonight.
All right, and looking through this field here, I got to tell you, a lot of hard guys to pick from. But if I remember last year correctly, I remember a lot of guys, a lot of different faces were up at the front. And I think the face you're going to see up on the victory stand, I think it's going to be maybe Jeremiah Vincent.
The number 9 car, the Jegs machine, starting from the 6th spot. Definitely, you know, one of those top contenders here at the super speedways. So, yeah, you can't count him out. You really can't count out anybody in this field at all. So that's what makes this league so great. And we're about to get going once again. I can't believe it's already back. It's a new year, new car, new fields of drivers, and the pace truck making its way onto pit road into the Geico restart zone. Chris Samard, green flag in the air. We're off and away for the Below the Double Yellow Racing Series.
Good start on that inside lane. The top lane did not get going here as we're going into turn 1 for the first time. You can see double file, and you got some stragglers at the back of the pack just trying to ease it out here. Like I said, first time these cars a lot more wobbly throughout the middle of the corners. And on the straightaways here is that top lane. The bottom lane will surge on the bottom for at least into turn 1. But as you go down to turn 2 and down this backstretch, we'll see the top lane get some momentum as Gemmel will push from Josiah Vincent. Good to have him back, and he'll pull even with his teammate Chris Samard going into turn 3.
Yeah, pretty even so far in the top 10 or 15. We do see a little gap forming there with Eric Hutton and Dennis Faircloth, the Neon machine right back there. 13th, 14th position, a little space up to the cars in front. Looks like Hutton is going to drop to the bottom line as lap 1 is complete. Chris Samard, your leader at the stripe. And he's got a dark 48 machine. One of my favorite paint schemes, the red vest kind of invert scheme right there behind him, pushing him in second place.
Absolutely, he's doing a fine job on that inside lane, and Jeff Wright in that black and white 48 Cobalt Tools Lowe's machine. He's all over the back bumper, and here's something I think you're going to have to realize is you might see guys try to peek out, and it looks like they're going to try to pass, but they're actually not. They're going to actually try to cool that front end, the grill opening, right? And they're pushing, they're covering it, and it starts to get hot. The water temperatures start to climb, and so do the oil temperatures in there. You don't want to blow the engine because not enough air to the engine will overheat it and it'll cook it, and we've seen it before where it just pops in the middle of the pack. And when it does that, it creates a massive incident. As you can see in the back, Ben Baffert making contact with Keith Mayato and almost spinning the 36 in the middle of the pack. And close call there in the middle of the pack, and I think everybody behind them decided to lift, but Baffert tried to make his way through the field early. I think he started somewhere in the middle of the pack. You see Dennis Faircloth jumping out of line here, not liking the energy and what he's seeing in the pack as well. Long 50-lap race. 50 laps doesn't seem like a short amount of time, but it's kind of long. It's a lot longer than most of the clash races we've had in recent memory.
Yeah, and some of these guys definitely on the offensive here. Look at Ben Baffert now goes to the third lane, trying to get around Keith Mayato. You see Yusuf Ghali right back there as well. He took it 4 wide a moment ago as they were trying to settle things out when Mayato and Baffert got together. But he settles back in the line behind AJ Stravato, who is a driver we always look for at the end of these things as well. Often hangs back at the start, but could find his way to a victory here in the clash. Chris Samard continuing to lead, though. Really nothing's changed up here in the top 3 rows.
No, and like we saw last year with the Cup cars, you get so much bigger runs and take the runs. These cars, with the way the air kind of works around, these cars don't suck up as much as the Cup cars will. There's not as much of a draft. There's a draft, as you can see, they're in a pack, but these cars don't really like to go build big runs. You can still get big runs.
Oh, Baffert got, I think it was a little net coat off of Mayato. A little situation there. He bumped up into the outside wall, but everybody able to stay, pointed in the right direction. That was a scary moment.
Yeah, and like I was saying, these cars are a lot harder to generate a third line than the Cup cars. Cup cars, you can take a run easily. These cars are a lot harder to generate. You need numbers to get up there. And like you just said, for anybody that doesn't understand what netcode is contact that registers in this, but it's not actually contact. It will register as contact. As you can see, the two drifting up the racetrack almost gets into Baffert, and Baffert here, he's going to pinch down because you don't want to get too close to that wall. It'll stall your car out, and he's got teammates behind him. We're definitely going to see a third lane. Is anybody going to be willing to join that third lane? Does Oscar try to go up? Does Jeremiah or Josiah? As you can see, 3 wide early, lap 5 of 50, as Baffert back up to the outside of the 9, almost makes a little bit of contact, side drafts him here, and you're going to see Baffert pinch that 9 in the 55 down as much as he can.
Yeah, really making some good progress up on the top side. A bit surprising, but he's got Stravato and Gali behind him. A couple of great drivers.
Oh, man, Stravato.
Yeah, and they are definitely wobbling out there. It is not an easy car to drive here in a pack at you know, kind of top speed like this. There's not a lot of downforce on the back end, and they get very, very light, even on the straightaways. But look at Baffert still continuing to push forward outside of Ronnie Osmer there. Who does have a couple of ARCA starts. We were talking about him early on, and pretty cool to have a real-world driver in the league here with us, and he's got some success over in Monday Night Racing as well. But yeah, definitely a competitive field, getting more and more competitive as contact there entering turn 1.
Let's see, these guys are really starting to drift up, and something's going to have to give here as long as they don't. One bad push is all it's going to take to collect a multitude of cars, which could be up to 20 cars here. We've talked about the big one here. And look at that outside lane, the top lane, surging up to the second car of the middle lane, which is Ben Baffert, help from his teammate AJ Stravato. And that AC Delco car is starting to feel the effects of being 3 wide in the middle with Josiah Vincent starting to wobble a little bit on the straightaways here. And as we lose, tires start to wear out a little bit. These cars will become harder and harder to drive, especially with a car right in front of you, a car behind you, and maybe 2 cars next to you. Cars are going to be very unstable as Jeff Wright goes up the block, gets in a gimbal. Oh, they're going to stack up and around. Goes the 9. Around, does he save it? No, he comes back up the track and he gets clobbered.
Huge cut. Oh, second incident.
Josiah Vincent up into the air.
Oh my
and
goodness.
And everybody's wrecking in turns 2. Golly, the 88 Hutton, Vincent brothers are caught up. Stravato gets in it. The 10 gets in it as well. Mikulski, and there's more involved. Josiah Vincent, Alan Dice, Jeremiah Vincent as well. A big incident early in this race, and like I said, something had to give for how aggressive these guys are being.
Yeah, you can't run 3 wide here that long. As we're taking a look, trying to get a picture of what happened with Jeremiah Vincent. He goes back up into traffic, gets clobbered by Alan Dice, and there was a Sulfuridge.
Sulfuridge as well. 94 did a great job of missing that. A lot
Nick
of guys,
Starling.
I think Starling might have had some damage contact with somebody as well.
I wonder if he got run over here. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Oh, he got
yeah.
slammed into the wall. Big hits there.
Gilmore got involved, so the 94 would have also gotten involved.
Yeah, let's take a look here what happened afterwards. The 55 of Osmer down low.
Oh, Banks a hard hit as well. Vincent, terrible lick to the outside wall. The 63 cost. Great job by Mayato missing it. Golly gets back up into the outside wall. Really nowhere to go for a lot of these guys. Cody Atkins, I think, just missed it as well.
Go back here on board with.
Really all started with Jeff Wright, it seemed, trying to get up in front of the top lane, and it stacked everybody up, and then it started with Jeremiah Vincent and Ronnie Osmer.
Oof.
Man,
that is not a view you want to see. Cars flying through the air. The 3 car especially head on into the outside wall. But able to continue rolling here somehow after that major impact.
Did Hatchell get any damage?
You know what? I think he might have snuck through it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
Hard hit for the 3 there.
So Hatchell back here.
Got it.
He was on the apron.
I think I'll start with Jeremiah Vincent. If you want to go on board with Hatchell, right behind the wreck or the initial contact. But like I said, I think it all started with Jeff Wright kind of coming up. Oh, I think the 9 is blinked out.
He might have blinked out during that whole situation there. We get a better overhead.
Yeah, I think if we want to maybe go back a few more seconds, you'll see the 48. He sees that middle line start to get some momentum, and you can see he'll go up to try to block that momentum, get up ahead, and they just don't line up right. So it causes the 6 of Gimmel to check up, causes Josiah to check up. And right there, you can see Jeremiah gets turned by the 55. The 8 gets a piece, and then up ahead, the first race. There's really 2 separate incidents there.
Yeah.
Great job by Lyle, or Lane Sulfur's just missing it. You can see Lyle Sulfur's missing, Lane Sulfur's gets in it. But look at all these cars, this gaggle of cars getting caught up in an incident here so early, not even 10 laps into the event. And a lot of guys are already going to have to use their fast repairs. Now if they get caught up in a wreck, they're going to be in trouble. And I'll tell you, Chris Samard missed everything there, pretty much missed it. And I'm surprised that he didn't pit.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprising, but I don't think they can make it on fuel from this point, can they?
No, you have to pit, and I think all the guys that just pit will be able to make it on fuel.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting call. Maybe he knew somebody was going to stay out and he wanted to maintain the, the race lead or something like that. But yeah, it looks like the top 6 cars, I don't think were involved in that. So they were all able to sneak through, and then you see Jeff Wright rolling in 7th here, but he was kind of at the head of all of that and did end up bringing it down to pit road. But no damage fixed for him. I think he's all clean. He just kind of stacked everybody up. Yeah, as the pace truck lights are off, I think a couple more cars were bringing it back down. We saw Ronnie Osmer, it looks like, bring it onto pit lane, just topping it up on fuel. Noah Mikowski in. Jeremiah Vincent bringing it back down.
Likewise, a lot of the guys that did miss that wreck have that extra fast repair saved, so I think they can maybe be more on the attack at a chance to maybe maybe mix it up a little bit, knowing that they have that fast repair. A lot of the guys that just missed are going to be, or that were involved in that wreck, are going to be a little bit more, what you want to call it, safe now. They were racing aggressive. Now they're going to have to be easy with it.
Yeah, the leaders, though, I think they're in a good spot. Like you said, they have that extra fast repair over everybody else, and they're probably in the safest position just in general. It doesn't usually get too crazy here at this point in the race, but yeah, we'll see how these drivers, especially those collected, approach the rest of the event. We are 1/5 of the way through. Still a long ways left to go. It's about 100 miles left.
Yeah. Well, man, we got 1/4 of this race already down, so.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting here. They're coming off of turn 4 here. Pace truck will pull off again after a big one. Do these guys try to take it easy? Top 6 did not pit. They might have to. They're definitely going to have to pit for fuel. Pace truck goes off into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out in the air. Samard back on the gas. Skimmel, his teammate, a little bit more separation between 1 and 2 on the inside lane. Outside lane, a little more organized. Now it's not. Atkins jumps down to the bottom. And now that bottom lane will have a lot more momentum. Nobody really up on the top. Just Eric Lambert all by himself.
Yeah, definitely broken up on the top side, but there are teammates coming from behind, so it's going to be the 19, the 80, and looks like the 14 as well. Daniel Cunningham, I'm not sure if he's on a team or not, but he's got an alliance there, at least with those Simulators Anonymous drivers. The 12 of Justin Carey dropping back here as he goes to the outside of Ben Bafford, who trying to recover already from being collected in that one. Oh, contact there.
Oh, man. I think Bafford is, he doesn't care if he gets wrecked or not. He is just splitting the gap. Oh, he gets in a Fairclough and almost turns him around. He'll check up a little bit. Bafford by far has been the most aggressive car so far. So now he'll get a shove from Josiah Vincent. Vincent will push him up to the outside, and he'll have a lot of momentum here. And I'll tell you, that top lane, the battle for the lead is going to start getting interesting. Joshua Banks and Jeff Wright starting to make some ground on that outside. Yeah,
Joshua Banks, good to see him back. I know he's got a stream going here on YouTube as well. Check him out. But yeah, up at the front of the field now after starting in the 11th spot. And here goes Ben Bafford once again. Aggressive, going to the top side.
Yeah, just doesn't have anybody, no help up there with him. And we can see right next to Josiah Vincent and Eric Hutton, who are both caught up in that incident. Jake Walsh of the 27, that's somebody who haven't really talked about, a newcomer to the league. He's running up on that outside there in that 27 Hooters machine. And to the lead goes Jeff Wright, help from Joshua Banks in the 35. Does Wright try to clear? Does he try to just keep the 35 with him? No, he'll keep the 35 with him, and he'll switch lanes. Now that leaves the Simulators Anonymous drivers up on the outside with Lambert, Faircloth, and then Vincent, Bafford, Walsh, Gawley splitting the middle. Look at Baffert going back up to the outside. Samar jumps back up to the outside to cover the run for the 19. The 19 will get up to his bumper and shove him down. Look at the run. That 23 car got up into the outside. He'll at least get by one. He'll side rack the 80. He's got his teammate Gawley pushing him now. And now we'll have a third lane again. 14 laps into this event already, and the aggressiveness has ramped back up. And I'll tell you, I don't think these guys care if they have no fast repairs or not.
Yeah, they're just going for the win. They want to lead as many laps as they can. That's really the goal of any race car driver, although sometimes the strategy, you got to be a bit more conservative because you're just not going to, you can't win it here on lap 15. You've got to survive to the end. Ben Baffert, I don't think he got that memo, though. He is pushing the issue up there on the top side.
You can't win it on lap 15, but you sure can lose it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. No doubt about that. As we've got a car straggling back there. I think that's Nick Starling.
It is. He's got some damage, though, so might not have taken his... Oh, Lambert hooks the 35! Around they go at the front, the big one again!
Oh, no.
And now here gets the second pack back into the wreck as well. Look at it's a parking lot on the inside.
Oh, man. Big pile up. Driver's not able to stop in time. Oh, my goodness. Some of these drivers... Eric Hutton involved. Wow. Seth Hatchell involved in this one. Robert Gilmore
involved. Costa's involved. Ortega's involved.
Oh, my goodness. So where did this one start?
Big one. I think it started with the 19. Got a little loose into the corner. And I think he got up into the 35, and that was from second on back here. If we want to go to the 35 here, Joshua Banks.
Trying to find him here.
See, Lambert, yeah, he just gets loose in the corner, and he just gets into him. And I tell you, that got about everybody. Our pole sitter involved as well. You can see he gets loose.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Samard, Faircloth.
Oh.
Tell you who made it through. Ben Baffert.
Baffert barely made it through, and then you can see the 12 of Carey comes in. Osmer, a great job missing that wreck. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy because drivers like Robert Gilmore were locked up on the brakes, but they're in the grass.
And you just can't want to go with Hutton. Hutton just locked up the brakes, and look at all the cars behind him just pushing him into the wreck. He was trying, and Vincent got in it. And look at all these cars, and then they come back down and clean out the bottom. And Ortega involved as well. Man, that's unfortunate.
I don't think this is race-ending damage necessarily for all of these drivers, but it is gonna affect their speed.
With the way this is gone, it might not be.
Yeah.
As you can see, 99 of he got a little piece of it. McFadden did, but other than that, too much bad. But our pulse, like I said, Chris Samard caught up in all the guys. I think that saved fast repairs. Well, they don't have them anymore.
Yeah, Ryan Gemmel's still up front. He's got rear end damage, but yeah, it's been a little bit messy here in the first half of this one. Let's take a look at the recap. 2 cautions, 4 lead changes, all within the first 15 laps of this race. And it's gonna be a tough one to survive. I mean, the Clash is often that way.
It is, yeah.
We think back, what was it, a few years ago?
2020, oh my goodness. 2024 cars finished. Eric Jones literally came down across the line with nothing. That was wild.
Yeah, I think
I remember
half
that
the nose
was,
missing on that car.
I think he had half the car missing and he crossed the line first. So, yeah, it could be a race of attrition here. And how about some guys that we haven't really talked about in the top 5? Cody Atkins, 81. He's doing a great job here. He's up to second. He survived the carnage. Dallas Sullivan, that Octane car. Hey, that's Mario Kart.
It's I think it's a Lego kit. You can see the Lego.
Lego?
Yeah, Dennis Faircloth painted that one for him. I saw he posted it the other day.
Yeah, that's nice. And then you got Dice, who was involved in the first wreck, and Mikulski, who was also involved in the first wreck. I'm surprised that Gemmel and Atkins are staying out. I know we've had cautions. I still don't think they're going to be able to make it on fuel if I'm doing the math right here. Especially with 80% fuel tanks. I think you'll probably have 40, no, not even that. You probably have 38, 39 laps. And if you, with the cautions, you probably have 42 laps worth of fuel total. I don't think you can get up to 50 here unless they're doing a masterful job. I know Dallas is really good at doing that, but.
Yeah, he's already made a pit stop, though, about 8 laps ago.
Should we pull somebody up here?
Yeah, we got one more lap of caution, so yeah, let's see if we can get somebody in here.
Who do we think? Who should we get? I know that a lot of cars are out, but who should we get?
Let's see. We've got some new guys in the top 10. I don't know if we want to pull one of them up. Jake Walsh, Bentley Glazer.
Let's see. I I don't see any of them in Discord. So, let's, should we pull in Ronnie? Should we pull up Ronnie Osborne?
Yeah, let's pull him in here.
Let's see if I can get him here. There he is. We're having some technical difficulties here. I'm trying to pull him up. I can't. I dial him up.
No. Okay. Is he in here?
Oh, there we go. I got him.
Got him.
All right, Ronnie Osmer, Alec Martinez, Adam Baker in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, buddy, you've seen a lot. You got a little damage. It's been a race of attrition. How are we feeling for the rest of this race here?
Still feeling pretty confident. Still got the fast repair, so it's a good thing to save that and just mind my time, learning who these guys are since I'm new to the league, and just having fun.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you good luck here. Go get them. I know it's your first time, so be careful. I think these guys have been aggressive so far. I think it's the fast repair, though.
Yep.
All right, good luck, buddy.
All right, thank you.
As he's letting some of these guys go past, and we are getting double filed up for the restart. It'll be Ryan Gemmell, Cody Adkins, your top two, and then Dallas Sullivan, Alan Dice, Noah Mikowski making up the top five. Just outside of that, Jeff Wright, Bentley Glazer, Jake Walsh, Kyle McGarvey, and Keith Mayato rounding out the top 10. Into the Geico restart zone, just 18 laps completed. Ryan Gemmell gonna lead us back to green.
He was able to really keep it there. He's got his teammates, Dallas Sullivan and Alan Dice there as well. Jeff Wright leaves that top lane, goes down to the inside. Now that bottom's gonna have a little bit more momentum, a little more energy with more cars on the bottom. That top lane starting to get some numbers. Baffert already sending it 3 wide up to the middle here. He's got help from Red. Is that who is that? Is that Kyle McGarvey in that Wendy's car? Or no, it's Reggie Ortega.
Yeah, Ren.
In the two.
Oh no!
Trouble. Baffert spins, and that aggressiveness is not going to pay off as he goes to the grass, and the caution comes back out again.
Was anybody else collected?
Contact, I believe, with the 20 of Glazer, and I believe the 81 of Atkins. Other than that, a harmless single car spin for that 23 of Ben Baffert there. And talked about his aggressiveness. Yes, it's fine until you cause an incident. You can see right here, he had a great run. The helicopter cam there, and he just gets into Atkins. And yes, this was it. He went for a hole that I would believe was not there.
And maybe he was
like
trying to go through the road course bus stop or something.
I don't know. I understand the aggressiveness. I know it's an exhibition race, but man.
He's definitely been pushing the issue here so far. Cody Adkins able to hang on to it, as well as is that the 20 car? Is that what or the Gatorade machine?
Glazer as well. He got caught up in that. A little bit of damage. I think the worst of that was obviously Baffert, but I don't know. I'm not sure there. Aggressiveness for sure.
And nothing Bentley Glazer could have done. He was all the way down by the double yellow line, so. Nice job hanging on to it, though, through the grass. That could be a little bit tricky. And
on the Atkins road, too, as well. Being down there on the not banked part, definitely the apron, if you so will, is just not ideal. Good job keeping it together. And everybody missing them, that could have been much worse than what it was.
Here comes Ryan Gemmell, going to lead some of these drivers onto pit road. A lot of them staying out, though. Looks like it'll be Gemmell. That is the 10 of Mikowski. Cody Adkins getting damage repaired, most likely.
Solfridge and a few others coming back in here.
Jordan Brockle.
Yeah, he's in. Mikowski, like you said, Josiah Vincent, Osmer's in. A lot of guys. I think if you pit now, you obviously, I think, would be able to make it to the end on fuel. This has been wild.
Yeah, we'll see if Gemmell is able to get some damage fixed without using the fast repair. It looks like he hasn't taken it yet, so.
You might. Yeah, it usually waits till after. They usually will wait till after the pit stop. No, I guess he feels like it's not affecting him enough there. I mean, sometimes getting some left rear damage actually helps. It helps stabilize the car a little bit. Little quick tidbit.
Yeah.
It kind of helps, actually. It's crazy. Even in real life, you ever see remember back in 2014, 15 with the side skirts?
Oh, yeah.
Remember those days? Oh, my gosh.
Accidentally kicking it out with the jack, or like accidentally pulling on it with their foot as they're going to change the tire or something.
The greatest memory that I ever have of that was a Pocono race in 2016. I think it was Brad Keselowski. The Jackman, I remember there was like a pit stop. The Jackman just leaned into the door and pushed it in.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember that NASCAR had to call him back down there like, nah, you can't do that.
Hey, they're gonna find any advantage they can, and if you're
Aero
not,
games of the Gen 6 were something else.
yeah, and what's the saying? If you're not cheating, you're not trying. So
You ain't winning.
yeah, they're all cheating somehow.
You're cheating somehow. Not in this though. Irish can't
No,
really
yeah,
cheat.
not here, Yeah,
No, not here.
I mean
And
you
everybody's
can,
on
but
the-
these guys
you
are not.
Can, but if you do, that's just you. No offense to you, but you don't have a life. So
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen any kind of incident here in this league. These guys are all very upstanding gentlemen and want to do things the right way. As it'll be Dallas Sullivan leading us to the green flag this time in the Octane machine, and Jeff Wright
Dallas
back up
is
to the
used
front.
this. Remember Dallas? He had some wild strategies that worked last year.
Yeah, still.
Premier Series. He led some laps.
Yeah, I think ultimately just missed out on, kind of best of the rest outside the chase. I think it was him and Reggie and Chris Samard that were all battling for that.
Chase this year. It's going to be something.
Yeah, I didn't see. So it is 12 drivers still, right? Or did they expand that field? Do we know?
Jeez. I think it's still 12.
Yeah, I think it is still 12
Battles
drivers.
are going to be interesting. Well, since we're still under caution here, I think the first 13 races, the regular season races, are normal points. And then the first few chase races are 1.5 times points. And then the last 2 races of the season are 2 times points. So when we get there, we'll explain it more. But just a quick rundown of that, especially the end of the regular season will get interesting. Especially, I think it's the last 2 or 3 races are 1.5 times points. So every position's going to matter.
Yeah, definitely gonna, every point, every position always matters, but even more so, I think this upcoming season, it's gonna be important that these drivers make it to every single event. We do want to, thank you for tuning in here tonight. See a lot of familiar names in chat, but go tell your friends the season is back and starting, and the first points-paying race is going to be next week. But we're glad you're here tonight for the clash, as Pace Truck is back off into the restart zone. Dallas Sullivan. Great jump there. He's got Alan Dice behind him, a teammate. See if he can push him out in front a little ways here.
Had a great jump on the restart here, but that top lane's going to start getting together here with the 48 of Wright and the 27 of Jake Walsh. Jake Walsh, haven't really talked about him tonight. He's up in that second position on the outside lane and 4th currently in that Hooters Toyota Supra, and looks like he'll go up to the outside, at least peek his nose, get some clean air to it, and now he'll push that 48. He's got help from the 42 of Kyle McGarvey. Or sorry, is that Kyle McGarvey?
No,
no, sorry, that is
Reggie Ortega.
Reggie Ortega. In that 2 Chevy accessories car, Josh Berry paint scheme. That bottom lane has a lot of speed there with the 46 and the 5. 48 falling back to the clutches of Keith Mayato. And now Bentley Glazer's down on the inside of that 20 car, and the other McGarvey brother, Kyle McGarvey. He's running on that inside there in the 42.
Yeah, as you can see just how unstable these cars are. Robert Gilmore, big bobble right there out of the tri-oval. As here goes Reggie Ortega.
Aggressive moves. We're just getting to about halfway. And let's not forget the 42, the 48 and the 2 are teammates, Ortega and Wright teammates. And look at the push he gives to that 48 car. The bottom line stacks up there, and Jeff Wright will go right on by to the outside. Can he clear? He might want to take his teammate with him. Jeff Wright now to the point. Right next to him is the 46 of Dallas Sullivan. Sullivan pulling even. Both teammates up in the front 2 rows of this pack. And now that 27 will get a little bit closer. Walsh now then getting that 3rd car up to the outside. Robert Gilmore is a little bit off here from there, and it's kind of hurting that line. Stravano and Bafford closing it. How about the 7 of Nick Starling? Haven't talked about him all night. He's starting to make his way, and you can consider him a very good super speedway driver, and he's a big Corey LaJoy fan. That's why he runs the 7. And there goes Ronnie Osmer in that 55, starting to work his way through the pack.
Yeah, Nick Starling, he's got a bunch of victories on these super speedways in this league, and yeah, always a contender at one of these racetracks, as he's basically been running last all.
Oh, it's gonna stack everybody. Oh, it's starting to get rid of the wall.
We got a car in the apron.
Behind them.
McGarvey.
Are saving it, and they're good, and that's gonna really separate the field here.
Let's see what happened here.
I think Mayato got on the apron.
Oh.
Yeah, just knocked the car sideways, then kind of a chain reaction Oh, then Faircloth got into the back of the 55 and in the back of the 42.
Good job by everybody to save the race cars, though. That is a really tricky situation, but we are definitely broken up here in this pack.
Yeah.
You see Seth Hatchell, kind of the last one in the lead group, in 12th position, but definitely some heavy hitters up here. And Nick Starling.
We're 3 wide already. Here comes Jake Walsh to the outside, and that 27 car gets up a little bit too high. Now Sullivan surges back on the inside, the outside, or the middle lane, I should say, of Jeff Wright now, surging ahead on the front stretch. There's not enough momentum here there's not enough cars now to really get a third lane going. And now all that momentum is up in the middle lane. If Ortega can clear out, assume that 2 and the 48 will go right down to the bottom of the racetrack. No, they proved me wrong, and they'll stay to the middle. The 46 surges back in the beginning of the corner, but that outside lane will pull once again down this backstretch.
And we're seeing, so Nick Starling was able to get caught up to this group. Oh, and there goes Robert Gilmore down onto the apron.
Starling and McFadden caught back up, but Gilmore's got to be careful dropping this far back. Doesn't want to lose the pack. I think he's trying to pick up his 2 teammates, but I just think they're a little bit too far behind, and it might cost Gilmore out of the pack here. And how about Seth Hatchell? No rear end on that machine, and he's up in the middle of this pack here. But it's getting aggressive, like we said, just crossed halfway.
Oh boy, Gemmel sideways.
And some of these rookies are up in the front of this pack. How about Walsh, Glazer, and McFadden running up here in the top 15? And the final few cars in this pack, looks like Nick Starling getting a little squirrely in the middle of the pack. How about the Italian stallion, AJ Stravato now jumps to the inside. He'll look for the lead side by side with Jeff Wright. Ortega now giving a little bit of a bump draft.
Yeah, I told you, AJ, that 33 has a knack for finding the front of the field. You know, at some point during a race, he's going to be up there and contending for the race lead. He's done that for the last 5 or so seasons that he has been here. Always a driver to contend for wins, and all-time winningest driver, actually, in the league. So.
Yeah, of course. He's got a lot of good records to his name, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Definitely one of the best drivers we've seen around here, and a contender for Road to Pro this last season. You know, had his shot to get up there into the Pro Series. So shows you the talent that he has, and he's out here leading the field tonight. Ryan Gemmel slips up the racetrack a little bit behind Ben Bafford. Both he and Seth Hatchell missing the back bumpers of their race cars.
I'll tell you that. I think maybe that helps a little bit there. But I'll tell you right now, that outside lane, it's got a little more momentum. I know there's less cars out there. Oh, whoa, what happened to Dallas Sullivan? Just pretty much stopped, and look at how much this is going to shuffle the pack here. Backford now goes down to the bottom and push AJ Stravato. And it looks like, I think Sullivan might have hit the apron here in that top lane. He's going to get some help here.
Yeah, as Hatchell drops down, we've got 3 cars leading the group up on the top side, 2 down on the bottom, and now they're all starting to catch back up again. It's going to be about 5 and 5, and then a couple more. Keith Mayato, the 20 machine of Bentley Glazer as well, and then Robert Gilmore, Mark McFadden making up this front group. Robert Gilmore right there. So Cody Adkins leads Chris Simard, and this is all going on about 6.5 seconds behind your leader. 15th on back, but definitely a good group of cars here as well.
Yeah, a lot of cars back here, about 13 of them. The only problem is they're 7 seconds back, and I don't think they're going to catch unless they get a caution here. And I'll tell you, that wish might become a reality here pretty soon with the way these guys are racing up front. Stravato threw a big block, thought better of it, went back down. As this race goes later, so we're just under 20 laps to go here. We're going to start seeing a lot of blocks being thrown, a lot of more aggressive moves. I know there's only 14 cars in this lead pack, but I think a lot of guys won't hesitate to make it 3 wide and throw some blocks.
Yeah, these guys are definitely going for it here tonight, and no holds barred. They are all out, and it is AJ Stravato leading the way. Jeff Wright up there as well. Both of those drivers willing to make aggressive moves when it counts, and the guy right behind them at 23, I'm not sure. Is that John Cena on the car? I don't know what that paint scheme is, but he is.
Know what it is.
He might try and throw down some wrestling moves here by the end of this thing, and you can never count out Hatchell and Gemmel too.
I feel like all it's missing is Dale on the side.
Yeah.
I think if you had Dale, it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, he's just been knocking people out of the way and making 2 3-wide moves, you know, all race long here, and it's coming down to it now. It's going to be 15 laps to go in a handful of circuits.
Yeah, Not too many laps here. Going to be the laps are slowly but surely clicking off. And like the Cup cars, you can make aggressive moves. You can wait till the final few laps. Here, you cannot wait till the final few laps, especially if they go 3 wide. It'll get gridlocked, and gridlocked is when there's really nowhere to go. If you're that third, fourth car in line, you are stuck, especially if you're on the bottom. There's nowhere for you to go. You can't go up if somebody's pinching you down to that inside. As you can see, like Gemmel right now, later in this race, he's going to be almost on his teammate Tatchel's door when it comes down to the end of it.
Yeah, it's going to get tighter and tighter. And if we have an incident here somewhere in the field, it could even be in the second group who continue to lose time. They're now almost 8 seconds back. You can see Ronnie Osmer's now emerged at the front of that pack. He's going to shuffle Cody Adkins to the outside. We got Eric Hutton and Jeremiah Vincent, our 2 picks right in this group as well, both with heavy damage.
Oh man, Baffert almost got turned from Hatchell, and almost got into his teammate there. I think he had to check up. Hatchell wasn't expecting it. And I'll tell you, who's starting to slowly creep in, and we talked about is Nick Starling. Starling and Walsh have seem like they're working together pretty well here. If Starling tries to make that third lane work, if he has Walsh go with him, I can see there being something generated out of there if they can get enough of a run and build it. As that bottom lane is starting to fall apart and crumble, I think that top lane's going to start moving up here, and that could set up Starling, Walsh, or maybe even Gilmore or McFadden to make moves. Noticing that the top 2 are teammates, I think from a driver's standpoint, you're going to want to shuffle those 2 out. You want to get rid of one of them.
Yeah, they're going to, you know, all these other drivers are going to try and break them apart, but we do have 3 VSPEED drivers up here. You've got a bunch of groups of teammates. So there's definitely going to be, you know, it's going to come down to teammates. It's going to come down to, you know, somebody trying to get in the way there and trying to break things up as well. That could cause an incident. But look at Jeff Wright again emerging out in front here. He'll lead another lap, make that 10 for the 48 machine, which I think is the most of anybody at this point. AJ Stravato has 3. Chris Samard, who was our pole sitter, he may actually have a few more than that. 11. I think that's the most of anyone. So,
can I give a quick tidbit about Mark McFadden in that 99?
What's that?
I think, no offense to him, he's one of the oldest drivers in the field. Apparently, he's still racing out in Canada at 74 years old, and he's racing on a video game with these kids. How about that?
I'm familiar with Mark. I've raced with him. You know, I've been on the server for a while, or service for a while, and raced with him many years ago. But yeah, he's out there. He runs in an IndyCar league. You know, definitely active on iRacing, and he's putting up a good fight here tonight inside the top 15. He's already made a good save at one point tonight. So yeah, kudos to him.
With the youngest tonight. How about it? He's running inside the top 15, giving himself a chance. How about it? 74 years old, 74 years young, I should say.
Yeah.
And he's running almost inside the top 10 here. He's doing a great job running with these guys, and I'll tell you, he's going to probably have to dodge a few wrecks here with the way these guys are starting to anticipate. I'm starting to see these guys get a little antsy here in the middle of the pack, trying to make moves. Like we said, there's only 14 cars in this pack. There's only so much energy and so much of a run that you can build here with there being only so many cars. This lapper might decide who starts making moves here with Yusuf Ghali here. I know we're coming to 15 to go. We might see some jostling around in the pack here to start making some moves.
Looks like a car on pit lane possibly right now. Max Cost in the Reese's machine. He's brought it in. Not sure if he's lost an engine or some other technical issue, but it's going to put him at least a lap down. The Jeff Wright, AJ Stravato, even here, and they are approaching Yusuf Ghali, who's going much slower. Wow, look at the passing rate there. He's already behind this lead group halfway down the straightaway. That is just incredible how much faster they're going, but he is heavily damaged.
My goodness, look at that. Oh, and they're going to split the 2 of Ortega. It was a bad move by their Jeff Wright, and it might have mixed up his teammate. This top lane now is going to start losing some momentum.
Yeah, Gemmel almost...
Now, Stravato.
Yeah, Stravato emerging back to the lead. He's got Ben Bafford right there behind him, closing in on 10 laps to go. There's a lot of names up in this lead group that we would expect to be here, but there's still quite a few that are caught about 10. Now they're 15 seconds back in that second group, continuing to lose just a ton of time.
I think a lot of those, the problem with that second pack is a lot of those cars are damaged, and they just can't really move, and they obviously, even this pack running side by side, they're just faster because look at, I only see 2 or 3 damaged cars in this front pack.
Yeah, and even the ones that are damaged are, you know, in between cars that aren't damaged.
Exactly, yeah.
So they're able to keep up.
I think the two cleanest cars are the 48 and the 2 of Ortega, and the 48 of Wright. They haven't really.
Dallas Sullivan as well.
Yeah, Dallas and Dice as well. They're all clean. Walsh, I don't think has really been called in.
Yeah, closing in on 10 laps to go. It is Jeff Wright still at the point, but look at Reggie Ortega. He's trying to get a victory. He is yet to find victory lane here in the Below the Double Yellow Racing League. He's been close so many times, though. I'm probably closing in on 10 second place finishes. You know he wants to finally get some kind of a victory, even if it's not a points-paying win.
Yeah. Always good, and it's even if it's if it's not a points event, it's always great to win. Who doesn't like winning?
Yeah.
I think is the thing.
Yeah, you want to win. I mean, no matter the circumstance.
Exactly, yeah.
And he can at least put that, throw his name in there as a winner. In Below the Double Yellow, Angelo Ronis has a couple, or I think he's now up to 3 exhibition race wins. He's just been incredible in these types of races.
Yeah, he's almost undefeated.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
non-big events.
And he's kind of in the same situation. Tons of second place finishes, heartbreaking losses, but he's a guy who can get it done because of those exhibition wins.
Yeah. Baffert here, if you look, there's peeking that nose to the inside. Stravato's letting him get some air, cool off that engine there. Kent's got to be running high, being tucked up behind somebody for so long. Now, I'm seeing Walsh and Starling. They're trying to make the move. When are they going to make it? I see that 7 and the 27 being the 2 cars that spark everything here to get things, start seeing some movement in the pack here. I'm seeing they're wanting to make that move. I just don't know if they'll have enough help. 2 might work. I think they're going to need at least 3 or 4 to start making it. They got 4 cars in total with the other 2 behind them with Gilmore and Mayato. Are they going to have enough of a run now? Mayato's trying to get around the 40 at Gilmore. It's like these top 6 are kind of pulling away a little bit, but they're also kind of staying back as well and keeping the 46, the 5. Remember, the 46, the 5, and the 7 are teammates. Do these guys try to work together and get around the top 5 here?
Couple more lap cars out in front. Justin Carey, Kyle McGarvey. Those guys, I think, they're still on the lead lap. Justin Carey is not.
Spark something here.
Yeah, this could get interesting.
I don't know if it'll spark an answer, but at least spark maybe some movement in the pack, maybe from the 7 or from the 27 here. Let's see. Nothing yet.
Ooh, close.
Low by there, and it was close. Almost some contact. Carries up on the outside wall. He's got to be careful there. Almost a little contact, but now these guys do that surge stuff. It kind of actually checked up the bottom. But
Jeff Wright was not able to keep up the momentum. Here goes. Yeah, interesting move by Stravato.
Oh my goodness, what a shove.
Yeah, big run from the 48. 33 went to block it. He got shot back down to the inside, and here comes Jeff Wright. Just drove right through the 33 pretty much, and he's going to try and fight back for the lead. Great battles.
I'm surprised. That 33 almost got turned around there, and that 48 got a little unsettled there. It's starting to get more aggressive. We're starting to see the blocks. We're closing in on 5 laps to go here. Is anybody going to be willing to make the move? And I'll tell you right now, that 7 and 27 are building a big run right now. They can get anywhere with it. I can see them shooting up to the outside, but they got to start going now. Look at that top. And now here goes right on back past the 33. Now Gemmel closing up to the back of Ortega. And look at the 7 car on board with them. Where does he go? I think he's testing the waters here.
Yeah, not going to make the move yet.
See, Stravato's going to go up to block here. That's going to allow Baffert to get low. Does Wright try to split him? There's going to be some contact.
Big checkup on the top side. Stravato still trying to block.
Oh, man. Baffert to leave the inside. He gets into the apron. Now Wright splits him to the middle. He's got help from his teammate Ortega. Now Hatchell pushing the 23. These teammates loyal. And there goes Stravato back, dropping like a rock to the pack. He'll go up to the outside now. And now that leaves Baffert in a damaged and wounded 8 car on the bottom.
Yeah, and the 46 of Dallas Sullivan, the 5 of Alan Dice. These guys, probably just biding their time, waiting to make that move. It's still too early to try and make a race-winning move. It's going to be in a few more laps here, but they are clicking off pretty quickly. And we are down to just these 13 or 14 cars in the lead group. Although you can throw in Kyle McGarvey. He's been able to latch on here at least a little bit. You know, he could provide some support to one of these lines if he can get back up into the draft.
Baffert right now, he just doesn't have anything. I think he needs another car other than Hatchell. I think Hatchell's car, it's kind of like a parachute right now. He's just not helping enough. He helps in the corners, but on the straightaways, you can see he just loses speed, and that inside line loses some momentum. And now on that outside line, Wright's got to push from his team. I tell you, it's going to be hard to separate these two teammates.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Ortega does make a move down low. They are clear of the 23. There goes Wright, and Ortega's not going to go with him. Wright comes back up.
Phenomenal job being able to control the lanes here. As now
this is going to be sketchy.
Oh, man. Oh, Gimble's got to be really careful pushing off the end of the corners. The back ends already get light. Now if you make contact, can easily spin those cars around. Gimble got really lucky. They're not turning the two there.
On board here with Jake Walsh, who dropped down to the inside lane just a moment ago. But yeah, it is, you know, really, really antsy up here. You can see these cars dancing around, and 5 laps to go to win the Clash, to open the season here in 2023. Who's going to do it? Ben Baffert out in front.
Oh, there goes Shervado picking down in the middle. He's going to shuffle Gimble out of line.
Yeah, Gemmel with that rear end damage, definitely hurting for speed in the 6 machine.
Hey man, I've been seeing Starling and Starling trying to build that run. He needs to do it sooner rather than later. I just don't think it's going to be. He cannot wait till 2 laps to go. I don't know if it'll pay off.
He's too far back. If he was about 2 or 3 cars closer, he could wait a little longer, but he's going to have to make some passes before we get to that point. He just doesn't have anybody to help him really. If he wants to jump to the outside, or he's going to have to try and sneak his way through the middle. But man, everybody's just kind of staying put for the moment. 4 laps to go. Jeff Wright, Ben Baffert set to duke it out here.
Ortega's up in the wall.
Keeps it
and that's
straight.
One way to shuffle him out, but Ortega's going to drop all the way down to the back. And now Wright is going to move back a little bit. Man, that could have been a big wreck there.
Yeah, nice job by all drivers there to keep it pointed in the right direction. And now it's a different supporting driver on the outside lane. And here comes Ryan Gemmel as well.
Yeah, I see a lot of shuffled guys. Like, there are teammates close to each other, but there's no teammates pushing each other is what I'm noticing here. All separated between the top 5 of different teammates on different lines here. What does Ryan Gemmel do? He's clear, and look at the run they were able to generate. Look at Keith Mayato in the 36 go through the middle here. He's got help from Reggie Ortega. He'll shove it up through the middle now and count in the 36 for a chance at the win. Now there goes Stravano down to the inside for the lead. Underneath, right falling back. The shuffling begins.
Oh, that was in the wall. Too fast.
Starling. Oh, and Dice gets hooked. Can he save it?
Oh no!
He can't. Into Walsh. Will the caution come out is the question. It doesn't look like it.
And Dice actually ends up saving it here after looping it around, but that is going to shrink this front group even more. They're single file, the top 3 side by side, Hatchell and Wright. And then you've also got Reggie Ortega and Dallas Sullivan right there as well. But drivers like Nick Starling, Keith Mayato, and others knocked out of this lead pack halfway down the backstretch here, barring a caution. We're going to get back to the white flag, and it's among these top 8 drivers to fight it out.
And all single file right now. It's Stravado, Gemmel, Baffert, Hatchell, and it's side by side between Wright and Sullivan. Here comes the momentum to the outside. Baffert goes to cover Hatchell. White flag, 1 more lap to go in the Clash at Daytona. Stravado leads him to the line. Here comes Baffert. Helping Dorbanks with the 6. Gemmel shuffled out of line, but look at Baffert carrying the momentum.
Yeah, and that's going to be a huge advantage for him. But AJ Stravado, contact, stack it up. Hatchell trying to get to the outside. Here comes Stravado fighting back on the inside.
Ortega through the middle gets a shot.
Oh, man, and Dallas Sullivan right here. He won his first contender race last season. Contact, around they go on the backstretch. 4 or 5 cars.
Here comes Bentley Glazer. What is he? Time the move. He goes high. Stravado blocks. Glazer back down to the bottom.
Contact.
He turns to 33.
Oh, my goodness.
Glazer, the rookie. All
Here comes Gemmel. Can he do it? Bentley Glazer.
Glazer chains and Denny Hamlin wins the butt shootout technically, but it's the Clash.
Oh, my goodness. What a finish. It's down to 2 cars by the end of that last lap.
Glazer!
Holy
How
cow!
about it? The rookie gets it done in his first ever race with BTDY. Bentley Glazer and the Gatorade machine is the winner of the clash.
Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that finish.
I'll tell you, shades of Denny Hamlin.
Oh my goodness. Let's take a look here quickly at the replay. It looked like nobody's car was settled there during that whole last lap and a half. They were just all over the place, this whole group of race cars. And I just cannot believe it. I mean, Bentley Glazer is like 8th right here, and he ends up winning this race.
Look at this. It all started with Sullivan. He had a hole back here. There just wasn't enough room with him in the 23. I get the hole he was going for, but there wasn't enough. And it squeezes Ortega and Baffert in the wall. You can see Wright and Gemmel get cut, or Hatchell. And look at the move by Glazer. He cannot go under that yellow line. So he stays there, and Stravato has to, he's gonna either get turned, and he almost took Gemmel with him, and I respect, look at Gemmel. He had a chance, but what a job by Bentley Glazer in the 20 car. Gets it done.
Wow. Incredible.
In his first ever start. How about that?
I cannot believe that finish. I mean, we had 2 cars fighting for it on the last lap, and then AJ Stravato just a distant 3rd there, but that is the difference. Bentley Glazer takes the victory here in the clash, his first race ever with the league, and he's able to get it there at the very end, sneaking his way through the chaos to victory lane. We'll talk to him and the rest of the top 3. He led 1 lap, and he really only led about 100 feet. Or maybe a few hundred feet there.
He never led any other lap, but he led the most important one, and that was the last one. Stick around. We are going to get it done here. We're going to interview Bentley Glazer and the other top 3.
Back at the racetrack now, we're going to be talking to our 3rd place finisher first, and that's Mr. AJ Stravato, the Italian stallion. Alec, I believe you're with him.
I am AJ Stravato, buddy. You came home close. You get it home P3. What did you need to hold off Bentley Glazer and Ryan Gemmel?
I guess a better split-second decision. I can't believe I gave up the bottom in that situation, but I didn't really know what to expect because I didn't know if Ryan was going to be working with Bentley or not. So I was kind of in a catbird seat given the situation. All my help at the bottom was kind of gone from that last few lap shenanigans, and yeah, it was just a crazy finish. But all things considered, that was a pretty fun race at the end. So I'll take that. And apologies to Reggie. I got into him towards the end right there, and he made a great save. So he's got some talent, and I don't clearly. So apologies to him for nearly turning him.
Well, I'm sure he will accept that apology. Well, I know it's the beginning of a new season. You're bringing home P3. We're racing here next week. Points are on the line. I think it's going to be a different setting in the day as well. So how do we expect this? What you learned tonight to use for next week when the points are on the line?
Uh, learn to survive, I'd say the most part. But if you can get the high line running 3 wide when people are checking up, you can really make some some ground up there. So I think it's just about the checkups and everybody holding the line to keep it straight, and we can make that happen. But besides that, we're in for a fun race next week, so looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, buddy, congratulations on your third place finish. Before I let you go, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Just all the league admins for making this happen. This is a great fun league. You guys at VSPEED and Adam in the booth. Everybody that makes this happen. This is a lot of fun, and looking forward to a fun season.
Absolutely, man. Well, again, congratulations on your third place finish. We'll see you again here next week at Daytona. Have a good one, and we'll catch you next week at the World Center Racing.
Looking forward to it.
All right, that is third place finisher AJ Stravato. We're now going to go to our second place, the runner-up here tonight, and that is going to be Mr. Ryan Gemmel. Ryan, this is Adam and Alec in the booth. You got a copy?
What's happening?
Hey, so close yet so far away, man. It got really wild there those last 2 laps, and you were able to sneak through all the chaos, and you were right there on the back bumper, but just not quite close enough. Was there anything, any move you could have made differently over the last set of corners or so that might have got you the win here tonight?
Gee, I don't know. I mean, you know how it goes in these races. I was kind of second guessing myself there on whether I was gonna give him a shove whenever he got to the outside of AJ, and I didn't really have a choice looking back on it now. But I went with it and I shoved him, and I thought maybe if I hit him hard enough, I'd get him out of shape and I could go underneath him or whatever. But ended up giving him too good of a shove, and then I couldn't catch him on the front stretch. But looking back on it, if I would have turned down underneath him to not hit him, I would have just ran myself right into AJ and probably wrecked. So I don't know. It's just kind of how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, probably no right decision or wrong decision. It's just whatever you can react to in the moment. But man, you start second, you finish second. Really one of the few front runners that was able to finish up here. You did lead 5 laps. And is there anything you learned that you can take into the first points paying race of the season next week?
This car drives a lot different than the next gen car, and really a lot different than I remember. It's been a long time since I've run it, so it seems to have kind of a bad wander, especially in the draft. Likes to be a little darty left and right. I don't know if there's some sort of toe issue or if it's just the aero of the car or what, but it's good to know going into next week. Kind of learned how to react to it a little bit. But other than that, we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, we saw a lot of guys definitely looking unsettled out there tonight, and definitely a lot different than the next gen machine for sure. But you're able to weather the storm and come out of here with a second place finish. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just shout out to everybody at Below the Double Yellow. It's good to be back for another season. Shout out to the guys over at Bush League Bound. I'm glad to have them on the car again for another year. They're with the league for another year, so that's really cool. And shout out to just my VSPEED teammates and everyone that came out to watch tonight.
Awesome, Ryan. Well, thanks for putting on a show and getting so close there at the end. And we'll catch you next week at the season opener right back here at Daytona.
10-4. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you. That is the second place finisher here tonight, Ryan Gemmel. Now we're going to go to a new winner here in the league tonight. That's going to be Mr. Bentley Glazer. Alec, I believe you're with him.
I am setting a victory lane. Bentley Glazer, buddy. You are the winner of the 2023 Season 1 Premier Series Clash, buddy. Denny Hamlin, ask if you so will, winning the first race with the series. How you feeling, buddy?
Feeling good. Feeling really good.
Now I got to ask you, through those final laps, what was going through your mind, and what were you trying to set up there for the win?
Honestly, I was just trying to stay on the bottom and try to avoid the wrecks that I thought would happen. They started to come, and just made them, and then I got that shove and made the move, and it won.
Heck yeah, buddy. Well, next week here we come back here again. It's a points paying event. I got to ask you, do you think maybe we can go back to back and even come out of here with 2 wins?
I would not bet on it. Restrictor plate racing wins are rare for me, for sure. So this is really special.
Heck yeah. Well, that's awesome to hear, buddy. Before we let you go and let you celebrate the win, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Thank you guys for broadcasting. Thanks BTDY for having me, and thanks my teammates for racing another league at OGR.
Absolutely, man. Well, again, congratulations, buddy. Congratulations winning this, man, out of nowhere. But go celebrate, and we'll see you here next week here at Daytona.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, new winner here, Bentley Glazer. Started 25th, and he led, probably the last couple hundred yards there of that last lap. Incredible finish, incredible race, incredible performance by the driver of the number 20 to get the win there on the last lap. But wow, what a way to start the season, Alec. Just incredible.
That's one way to kick it off, let me tell you. And, man, I tell you, if you're just tuning in for your first time, man, come back next week and stick with us for the rest of the season. This is going to be a heck of a racing season, a heck of a year. And Bentley Glazer winning tonight is something I don't think any of us saw coming. So, again, congratulations to Bentley. Heck of a move to get himself to the front and get himself in position to win. And like I said, tune in next week. Next week, first points paying event. Could be the biggest race of the season. And stick around with us for this entire season. You never know what's going to happen. So many varieties of different racetracks. It's going to be so fun to race and watch. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are too. Adam, again, thank you for having me up here. It's an honor. Man, that's a one way to kick off the season. That's how we kick off the season here at BTDY. And, man, let's go on to next week, and it's going to be fun coming right back here at the World Center Racing.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. This was far more entertaining than I was even expecting it to be. And we are just picking up right where we left off last season. Bentley Glazer taking his first win here tonight. To recap, just 3 cautions, 2 of those coming in the first 15 laps. We had a few other incidents that definitely would have brought out yellows if this was real NASCAR, but iRacing works a little differently, so it got really whittled down. Bentley able to weather the last lap chaos and get the victory. Ryan Gemmel almost able to steal it away from him. He comes home in the 2nd spot. AJ Stravato was leading into turn 3. He comes home in the 3rd position. Jeff Wright finishes 4th. Ben Bafford 5th. Seth Hatchell in 6th position. Reggie Ortega finishes 7th. Nick Starling in 8th. Mark McFadden in 9th. And Keith Mayato rounds out the top 10.
11, Robert Happy Gilmore. And that number 40 machine, he'll bring it home 11th. 12th will be Jeremiah Vincent. 13th, Cody Atkins. 14th, Dennis Faircloth. 15th, Lane Sofridge. 16th, Eric Lambert. 17th, Ronnie Osmer. 18th, Josiah Vincent. 19th was the pole sitter, Chris Samard. And 20th was Noah Mikulski.
And I saw a note in chat as well. It looks like Robert Gilmore tying his best career finish here in the league. So congrats to him on that. Yeah, definitely great to see that. Dallas Sullivan coming home in 21st. Jordan Brockle in 22nd. We have Jake Walsh, I believe. Yeah, Jake Walsh, 23rd. 24th, Kyle McGarvey. 25th, Eric Hutton. 26th, Alan Dice. 27th was Justin Carey. 28th, Max Koss. 29th, Yusuf Ghali. And rounding out the top 30, Joshua Banks. 31st, Daniel Cunningham. And Zach Smith in the 32nd position. Going to round us out here tonight. But incredible way to kick off the season, and congrats again to Bentley Glazer and the top 3 finishers, and looking forward to seeing all of these drivers and more back in the points paying opener next week right here at Daytona. So tune back in on Tuesday night, 8:25 p.m. Eastern time right here on VSPEED, and thank you so much for tuning in as we get things going with an exhibition race tonight. But looking forward to great action all season long right here. And we will catch you all next time.